Hey, listen, the Steelers are only favored in 6 games going into the season. So while everybody is really excited about what they've done, the betting market at least looks at them and goes, they're an underdog in majority of their games. And the discussion, and we were having this on our show, LaVar, that despite what anybody says about Pittsburgh and all the additions that they've made, if for some reason they were to lose TJ Watt or not be able to get that deal done, it would kind of change the way you view this offseason. Well, apparently not enough, because their GM, Omar Khan, a name who was brought up earlier in this show, has received a 3-year contract extension that will keep him with the team through at least the 2028 season.
That's pretty big. I mean, that's a significant development in all of this, because in the midst of having a contract issue with one of your most beloved and most important pieces to your team, you get an extension done with your GM, which says to me that's a firm indicator that the decision makers, the ownership of the team, believe and subscribe in the approach that they're taking this offseason. So no matter what the opinions of the outside world may be, including myself, it would appear that the buy-in is there, the belief is there in Khan and what it is that he brings to the table. So congratulations to him on the extension, for one. And as a Steelers fan, I am 100%, if I'm being honest, even as a sports personality, I am 100% skeptical of what this offseason has looked like. I'm skeptical of what the prior offseason looked like in terms of how things were handled with the quarterbacks. There's a lot of pressure on this team, on Mike Tomlin, on Khan, the GM, to have a successful year. But to me, it ultimately comes down to what is this says to me they're okay with saying we're going to take this as a 1-year go at trying to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But we believe in what you're doing in terms of setting up the pieces to build this team into the future. That's what a 3-year extension says to me. So to me, I don't feel like looking at it from the scope of you brought in Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey still has good football left in him. So you're going to get quality from the guys you've brought in. If I'm looking at the job that they've done this offseason, I don't have a problem with it. You added depth to the tight ends position. That'll go a long way. You added DK Metcalf. You got rid of what was considered to be a malcontent and Pickens in your locker room. So you might have fixed your culture, and you might have handled bringing in a playmaker or two that's going to change things around. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I have a problem with? Tell me how many times you've seen a team win with mercenaries. And that's almost what this is turning into. You have a group, and I know this very well because I was drafted into a mercenary situation. 2000, when I came in, they brought in Mark Carrier. They brought in Bruce Smith. They brought in Deion Sanders. They brought in Jeff George. I know what mercenary situation looks like. I have never seen it work. And maybe there's some people out there that have great investigative skills and can go through the annals and find a team that actually in the National Football League had a group of mercenaries that came together and went and won it all. Like in basketball, you can do mercenary stuff. You can get away with mercenary hires. I just have not seen that be successful in the NFL.
Yeah, because the last team was Philly.
The Eagles.
Yeah. With
they had like three
Asamoah,
they had like
guys.
3 different quarterbacks.
Yeah.
What was it? Vince Young, Mike Vick,
was
and
Kevin Cobb, or was that before?
Who was
that
the
after?
third? Was it McNabb that was the starter? Who was it? It was 3 quarterbacks on that team. It might have been McNabb. I don't know if it was McNabb. It might have been
whatever it was.
I know it was like 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, and I know it was 8-8. That's what I know.
They were not very good. And I mean, they called them the dream team of football, and they did nothing. You just don't see it work.
What'd they do?
Nothing. Zilch. A.J. Feely.
All right.
And A.J. Feely had some game back then.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just saying.
It's nice to be represented in that quarterback room.
It makes sense. It makes sense. The moves, you can justify the moves But can you justify it beyond this season, for one, as a Steelers, as the GM who's just been awarded and rewarded, I guess? Does it translate beyond this season? And honestly, if it doesn't, then how are you measuring and how are you weighing the weight and the pressure of this year? If this is truly a win now effort in what you're doing, then what if you don't win any more than what you've won? Because winning has been good enough so far. It's been good enough, but the act of winning, they've won so much that it's not enough. So if they can't show that they can win at the level they've been winning and also take a definitive step forward in the AFC North, as you mentioned, with Joe Burrow, with Lamar Jackson, then what are we talking about here? Yeah. And I think that's ultimately the conversation, where the conversation will go if Pittsburgh doesn't have a tremendous measure of success in this upcoming season.
Yeah, at least they're not the Pirates.